Pokemon Masters video. It's Bro Vinny here. Today is the New Year event of 2024. We've got some new banners coming in, and then we've also got some rerun Master Fairs. Specifically, I'm talking about Red and Pikachu. They are returning. If you haven't already got Red Pikachu, top tier. Crazy in Legendary Arena. Crazy as a support, extends terrain, and now getting even stronger with a field roll, which will boost its stats a little bit, but also allow Red to create electric terrain without actually creating electric terrain. And to be honest, the sync pair is already so broken. I'm not even sure what the point of this expansion is for this sync unit. Anyway, make sure you log in for some New Year bonuses. We've got like free gems coming in, and then there's like a rally going on where you can get up to so many thousands gems if you log in between certain periods. But even if you don't end up being one of the winners, you're still going to get 300 gems. And to be honest, doesn't make up for the continually reducing amount of free gems that they're giving out in the game and an exponentially expanding roster. Having said that, better than nothing. So make sure you log in for these free gems. Look at that. By logging in straight away, you get 3,000 gems. So that's a good start regardless to the new year. Alright, so let's go check out the new banners. We've got these three new units, with Claire being a fairly good general support, but with a very special ability which ignores weather conditions and zones if your allies are hit by an attack move, which is interesting. This is great for those dragon stages where both you and the opponents are weak to dragon types. So I've always had trouble with those, making sure that the dragon move or dragon zone is set up at the right time, but with her on the field, not a problem. Very strange that she gets a Tech EX role. I don't think it's necessary, being a support type. Regardless, lots of healing, some defenses, and also lots of crit and attack and special attack buffs. Then we have Wallace, New Year Wallace, and Blacephalon. With Blacephalon, we've got a new field, which is Fire, but it doesn't set up Fire Zone. Just to clarify, it is Sunny Day that it sets up. So there is no such a thing as stacking Fire Zone with Sunny Day. And then the rest of its kit is very random. You get all sorts of different effects in like a gacha pool. So after using sync move, you could get enduring effect or free move next and critical hit next. All sorts of effects. So it's not going to be a predictable unit to use. I would think of these effects as bonuses. And then its main buddy move also does some random stuff. We're talking about like a chance to activate a certain number of special moves up next, which then powers up this guy's next move. It is relatively powerful and it hits all opponents, so it's a nice powerful unit, especially in light of the fact that it can set up Sunny Day. But the chance of you getting 10 special move up next effect is quite low. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I think this chart is actually a little bit wrong. I think you got to multiply these numbers here by 10, otherwise it won't add up to 100. But regardless, there's a low chance to get special move up next effect times 10. In fact, a lot of the times you're not going to get any at all, which is 30% chance of not getting any special move up next. Now, even in its grid, it doesn't have any more Sunny Days, so we've only got 2 ways to activate Sun, which is a bit of a shame, given that this unit doesn't extend terrain either. So unfortunately, not a super reliable Sunsetter, but it will have a bit of a niche with Hoenn Analysis, which will set up Hoenn Circle. Which doesn't mean that you have to have Hoenn units to benefit from this. All your units will benefit from this Hoenn Circle, but the more Hoenn units you do have on your field, the greater the effect. So a bit of a random niche unit that is not perfect for sunsetting, and given the current meta of fire units in this game, probably won't end up on my team anyway for fire types. So I'll just be doing single daily discount pulls on this guy. And then there's these banners that I'm pretty excited for, to get some units that I haven't got before. And the return of the absolutely broken unit of Red and Pikachu. One of the best support units, Lucario and Cynthia. If you don't have her, but you do already have Pikachu, then go for her. If you don't have either, go for Pikachu first. Alright, let's start with the tiered scout, which is basically the same price as a daily discount anyway, and see if we can pull Blacephalon that way. We did not get Blacephalon. Oh good, let's try one more time with the daily discount. Here we go. Nothing there. Same thing with Drampa and the Claire with the daily discount. No, sorry, the tiered scout. Nothing there either. I'm surprised they released both units at the same time. Usually they stagger it a little bit to keep the excitement going. So make sure you have this unit. If you don't, go for him first. He's absolutely broken. Red and Pikachu. I already have him at 3 out of 5, so this is just some bonus for me if I get him to 4 or 5 out of 5. Lucario I also have at 3 out of 5. Really good support unit. In one turn can max defenses and also provide continual, pretty much infinite fighting zone if you keep syncing with her. Now this one here, there are a lot of units that I still need. In fact, I don't have any of the 3 that are shown on the front page here. I don't remember them being this expensive the last time they did the Pokefair Select Scout. Regardless, I'm gonna go for Rose over here. Actually, I'm still missing Deoxys as well. Hopefully they're not in the same banner. Let's take a look. So the Pokefair Select Scout A, we've got some really nice units. So definitely consider Hilda if you don't have a good fire team. And then we've got Metagross, which is like, no, these are pretty weak units now. Lance, very, very weak unit. Palmer Regigigas is very strange, normal zone, and you can never use it in a super effective way. I already have Giovanni, he's alright, just very slow. Tapu Lele, very powerful. If you don't have enough psychic units, definitely go for her. Volcanion, again, if you don't have a good enough water team, you can go for him. Yusin, I haven't got. Rillaboom is good, but Rillaboom seems to come back every now and then, so I'm not too fussed. Sickness Suit Leon, I haven't got. Toxtricity, I actually haven't looked into that unit that much. I'm not sure if that's any good. And Copperaja does some huge damage. I think I'm going to go for Rose for this Select Scout. So let's get going. Hopefully, I get something good in the first 15 pulls without having to use my Select Scout on Rose. Fingers crossed. No, yes, got one. What is it? Oh, nice. We've got Gardevoir. So she's at 3 out of 5 now. So that needed an upgrade. Nothing. Okay, so let's choose a sync pair. My water teams are stacked, so I definitely don't need Yusin, but he is relatively good. I also don't need any of the dragon units because, again, my dragon teams are stacked. The only one I'm a bit curious about is whether this guy's any good. Okay, so he's got extend terrain for electric field, which Red Pikachu will also do, so definitely still better with Red Pikachu if you haven't got Red Pikachu. Piercing blows, that's a relatively rare skill for a lot of these legendary arenas and so on. They have these passive skills that prevent them from taking damage or even extreme battles. Having piercing blows actually quite useful in a lot of situations, so I wouldn't overlook this. And it turns out that he also does Poison Stone, so he does both electric and Poison Stone, but they interfere with each other, so you're gonna have to pick one when you use Toxtricity. I'd say it's a bit of a niche unit, so in this case, although my poison teams are lacking, so I technically it would be better for me to go for Crobat, I'm going to go for Rose because of his huge damage. And the fact that he can cover 3 different types, which generally don't have a lot of units for. And Chairman Rose it is. Wouldn't mind Regigigas. Oh, I should have let him talk. I skipped over that. Alright, let's take a look at Pokefair Scout B. Fair exclusive units. Another Toxtricity. We've got Marshadow, very good unit as a technical unit. Skylar, very good for Flying Zone. There's not a lot of Flying Zone. In fact, is she still the only Flying Zone? She could be. So if you don't have Flying Zone, she's there for that. Curran, and I haven't used that much. Steven Deoxys, I've been trying to get him for a long time. So probably I'll go for Steven this time. We've got Tapu Koko, that's really good. But again, electric meta, if you've got all the amazing Pikachus already, you don't really need it. Blaziken, very good for fire type if you don't have a fire type, but also for debuffing. Mei Latias, I think a little bit power creeped even on its release because look, even though I have Mei Latias, I tend to use Bianca a lot more because I have Bianca at 5 out of 5 and just really reliable for damage as well as setting up Psychic Zone. Diantha, if you don't have Diantha, she's almost as good as like the red Pikachu unit with debuffing every turn with its the buddy move. So Diantha, very good, and also not a lot of rock types for coverage. Dialga, good. Dragon Zone, pure like DPS. Darkrai, really good if you can put the opponents to sleep. In fact, probably still one of the best sleep units in this game. If your opponent does not have like wide awake passives, this guy will keep them at bay. Urshifu, very good, very powerful, lots of damage, lots of debuffs, defense debuffs. Gloria, huge power, very good for fire types as well, if you're missing any fire type units. Then we've got Dragon Pulse, decent dragon damage. Raihan sets up Sunny Day and Sandstorm, so not too bad. Garbodor, a very good debuffing unit, but I find that gauge is a problem. She tends to have a gauge issue, so she can't be used with other heavy gauge users. Alright, let's get going with another 5,000 gems gone. Boom. Hopefully get something good here. I got Gardevoir last time, so last banner. Not letting those criminals get away with this. Nice! Dialga. So that's 5 out of 5? Yeah, it is 5 out of 5. So, great. And, okay, so that's one limited pull per banner without having to use the Scout. Oh, I didn't even see Weavile in the list just now. So Weavile, because of a lack of Ice Meta, except unless you've got Articuno, I'd say not too bad as well, but I haven't got him. I'll probably go for Deoxys because I've been hunting this guy for a long time. He's a very interesting unit. It's got like 4 trainer moves which will decide the form of the Deoxys that you play with. So I just want to see, like, it looks fun to play. There's no other unit quite like it, so I'm going to choose Deoxys here. Although, like I said before, my poison units are still a bit lacking, so Toxtricity would be a good option here too. Alright, let's go for Deoxys because he sounds fun to play with. So that's 4 limited units in 10,000 paid gems. Nice. Alright, we've got one more banner to go. I really don't know how anybody normally would afford these banners. It's so expensive. Alright, this is it. So, oh, I didn't even look at the list. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see what we get. So this one I get a... Oh no, that's just a general pull unit. That's Kimono Grimsley. Second one, another regular pull unit. One more, Marowak, another regular pull unit. Good odds, but not the ones that I need. Okay, so I only get to choose one in this banner, and there are 4 that I don't have. This will be tough. Now, out of the ones that I do already have, the ones that I would recommend, I would say either Tapu Bulu or this one, Tapu Vini. Lots of heals with Tapu Vini. Huge attack buffs with Tapu Bulu. Both have terrains. Definitely don't accidentally click these. These are actually general pull units. So are these or this one. Red Snorlax remains in the meta because of his super effective up next support effect, but also general healing. Now, Annabelle and Snorlax is not a bad choice either. It does have some niche moves, like we've got critical hit defense and also status condition defense and stat reduction defense all at once. But unfortunately, you can only use this the one time, unless you're lucky enough to get the trainer move MP refresh. But even then, you need 2 out of 5, otherwise you can't unlock that node. And while being a physical support defense, so physical defense support, Annabelle with Reflect, it also does do special defense buffs as well in its passive. But it's a very slow defense buff, so special defense buff, because it's every time you use a move with a limited number of use, so we're talking about these ones here. And I think it does also count the trainer move too. So that means it'll take 4 turns, but still then not max out the special defense. But it does do a massive healing after using Sync move, 50% of itself. It doesn't heal the team, which kind of sucks. Now Eevee is interesting. It can provide a lot of heals with this trainer move because the trainer move will actually restore the quick move of quick attack. It's the move that has the quick move effect tag, whereas the protect doesn't. So therefore it cannot restore protect, while its passive allows the quick move effect tag, once used, restore the trainer move. So then it kind of just goes back and forth between these two to restore your team's health. So while it doesn't have any attack sort of buffs except crit and physical move up next and special move up next, so your damage dealers will have to buff themselves for attack and special attack, it will survive on the field for a very long time. Not to mention, the first time you use Protect, you will receive 40% healing on Eevee, which is almost as good as Annabelle. But the one that I'm going to go for is Sylveon, because Sylveon's Draining Kiss can return the opponent's raised stats to normal, which is a rather important skill to have. There aren't many units that can do something like this, and there certainly are a lot of stages where the opponents can buff a lot. Not to mention, at Champion Stadium, you can choose the Master Mode condition that raises the stats of your opponents, then have it immediately reduced to nothing with Sylveon. Unfortunately, with its trainer move, it cannot maximally raise the special attack of your team unless you got an MP refresh, because it only does 4 special attack up, even though it's quite a lot in one turn. Also with crit, only 2 crit ups. But Mind Games, very good. And with its ability to attack all opponents, Disarming Voice, because of Mind Games, your opponents are going to be in trouble with their special defense, which I would say is more reliable than even Luster Purge, which only has a 50% chance of reducing the opponent's special defense, and it's only one opponent. And on top of that, even though if you reduce their special defense, it is reduced twice, it would only happen to one opponent. And also Luster Purge costs 3 bars to use, which is quite a lot unless you've got 3 free Venge activated. So here we go, Sylveon. Let me know what you guys chose for these paid banners, or you just decided not to pull them at all. My VV power will crush you into stardust. Yes, I'm Penny. Alright, and back to our usual paid discount banners. So our new month has rolled around. We've got Cynthia and Garchomp now on the monthly Pokefair spotlight. And this very interesting unit, Meloetta, which I've already pulled, but I'm heading towards the Pity as well. Now I'm actually going to need to do some singles because the amount of Pity points I need is just short of the end date. So let's do one single as well. Let's see if we get lucky enough. Nope. So now that it's only 26 points away, I should have no problems reaching the Pity to Scout points. And we'll go to Master Fan Nate and see if we can get him again. We've got him one of 5 now. And the special holiday banner with 4.5% chance of pull of one of the limited units. I already got most of them, so this is just to power them up. And that's it. Dina really knows how to use my saved up gems. So now I'm on to the Mixed Scout banner. I'm actually getting quite close to the second time I'm going to reach Pity on the Mixed Scout banner. I haven't decided what I'm going to pull yet, but there are a few units I'm eyeing on. Oh, not so lucky today. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And let me know what units you chose in the new banners.